Will
After
Knicks
all
fans
that,
destroy him if he's not immediately good?
absolutely. I mean, Fred and I, we're pretty even-keeled Knicks fans. Like, we're pretty logical. I wouldn't say,
Fred's logical.
I wouldn't say like 2 bad games and we want him out of there. But if you're a superstar and if you're in New York, you got superstar because New York will eat you alive. Actually, I saw this funny tweet that was like, because he tweeted like ... after the trade, and the guy was like, "You better not come in MSG acting like a bitch" or something like that. That was like the
Ridiculous.
first response. It was so funny. But
Poor guy.
that's what Knicks fans are. I mean, we've been
Dicks.
in a drought. We'll see. You're a Knicks fan, Dre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
passively
which
for
is
sure.
fine.
What's going on, everybody? You are tuned in to another episode of the Flea Flicker Show. We are your boys, Fred and Dre, coming at you as the hosts of this glorious podcast. We're here to talk about the Week 5. Sorry, Week 5 here on the season. It should be a damn good time, a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get into it with you, dude.
Yeah, me too. I think Jack might want to get into it too. I don't know.
He
I
might.
don't know. He's very excited.
I don't know if that gets picked up or anything here. Yeah, he is getting a bath right now, so he's very excited.
Loves bath time. Yeah, we have to give our animals a bath soon too. So we'll be in a similar boat in about an hour here. But yeah, this week I think there's some actually pretty solid games going on this week. I wasn't entirely sure who to pick for quite a few of these games. I would love to have LJ here to see what he wanted, but
I shot him the link. He should be on like at some point. So he's going to come in late.
He might hop in, give his thoughts on like the Monday night game and call it a day.
Maybe. I want to like go over any of the coaching changes that I had brought up in the last episode.
Dude, yeah, why not? We could start it off with that. This is a bye week too, the first bye week of the year.
First bye week,
teams that aren't
4 teams on bye, right? You got the Eagles, the Titans, and so Eagles desperately need that bye because they are banged the hell up, dude. They need it really bad. Chargers need it. Titans need it for Will Levis. Not that he did too much before that, but need it.
They didn't really need it, but
I mean they need it for Laporta, an injury, and it'd be good to get him healthy for them. But other than that, they don't really need it.
Sometimes it's kind of rough having such an early bye week though, because now if somebody goes down after this week, they don't have that break, you know.
Yeah. Terry Arnold too, the corner for them. He was banged up as well, so he could use that week off.
Yeah, you want to talk about coaches though, man?
Yeah, let's take a look at those. Let me think about these guys. I have in the hot seat going down from. I'm gonna start with the ones who are a little bit, just kind of putting their toe in the water. They're not too far on the hot seat, but they're just getting a little bit warm. At a 1 out of 10, I'm putting McDaniel and Sean Payton on there. Dolphins and Broncos. I don't think anything's going to happen with them. As far as McDaniel goes, year where they're going to end up having a less than inspiring finish to their season, mostly because of Tua going down. But done to bringing the serviceable back up kind of comes back on him to get the offense rolling if they don't have him. On Peyton, I don't think anything is going to happen there because they do have a rookie quarterback, a very young team. Good. And there's always that pressure of, we want you to succeed. If you have any thoughts on any of the guys that I put up here.
Yeah, I don't know about those guys. I pretty much just agree with what you said. They'll probably be on the hot seat next year for sure, though, if they don't start winning.
They're just guys that are like just starting is this guy the right guy? You're starting to question that, but they're not yet at the stage of where like they might be fired. Up I have at a 2 is Shane Steichen with the Colts. It's been too good. Been pretty bad. Here they kind of overperformed. They haven't been able to do too much. Richardson goes down last year. We'll see what happens this year. Flacco at the helm, but this matters, and if they can't overtake the Texans or at least compete with the Texans for the top of the division, that that a little bit hotter for him.
Yeah, I feel like Steichen's pretty safe right now. I see your point, but he's still pretty new, and he's known as an offensive guy, and he's still working with a young quarterback that missed most of his rookie year. So I think we'll get the benefit of the doubt no matter what happens this year.
Yeah. Again, that's why it's a 2 there for me. Up is a 3. I have Zach Taylor with the Bengals, and they haven't lived up to what people want them to be. They've been successful, but a lot of that, whoever you want to say, it could be on injuries, could not be. They just haven't lived up to what the hope and thought of the Bengals would be. Allen with the Saints as well as a 3. Could be a little bit higher than a 3. Preseason, I had him at like a 5, and I think that this season pushed him down a little bit good graces, but the last couple weeks they've been pretty bad.
Yeah, Dennis Allen, I feel like he was my top candidate to get chopped coming into the season, and those first 2 weeks kind of gave him a little cushion. So we'll see how the rest of the year goes. He's definitely a guy that could be on the seat. The other guy you said, who did you say?
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor. I think Zach Taylor's safe. The Bengals have had a lot of success. They usually start off slow, but yeah, we'll see how they go too.
Yeah, every day teams want playoff success, so as long as you can get playoff success, that's what matters. Up at number 4, you guys here. For Chicago, last year, he's getting a lot of pieces in place for him right now. With the offensive players there, the defense is performing well. At the end of the day, again, it comes down to winning. And I don't see them doing a whole lot in their division. Also at 4 is Brian Daboll. Honestly, just because the Giants aren't good, but I do think he's a good coach, and I think he's going to get the benefit of his quarterback is Daniel Jones. They have no running back and a porous offensive line. I do think Daboll's a good coach, enough to at least salvage another year quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, I agree with your take on Daboll. He should be on the hot seat, but the fans, well, the majority of the fans and the owner like Daboll and think that with the right quarterback in place, the Giants could be very good under Daboll's leadership. So I don't think, unless there's a complete and utter collapse this year, I don't think Daboll will get kicked. Eberflus, that's a different story. I think he's very, very much so on the hot seat. There's only, I think, 2 coaches I would put ahead of him on the hot seat. So Eberflus, right now, as we speak, I know the Bears did look a little better last week, so maybe they do get better. But right now, I think it's not looking too good for Eberflus.
Yeah, I mean, they have a ton of pieces. They should be a lot better than they are. I mean, I don't like Caleb Williams. I don't think he's going to be a successful quarterback, but he has a ton of talent. Able to at least run a pretty competent offense there. He's a rookie quarterback. They have such good weapons around him, running back, wide receiver, decent offensive line, like good defense. They have pieces to be good, and they're just not good.
They're a team that I think they're a team that's probably, if they do move on from Eberflus, they're going to be looking for like an offensive-minded young kind of coach to work with Caleb Williams. I could definitely see that happen.
Yeah, for sure. Could see like one of those quarterback gurus. Could see like a Bobby Slowick going out of division. From the Texans over to them, and Ben Johnson possibly, someone that wants a quarterback to be their own.
Or the Cardinals, Commanders, coordinator. I think you
Cliff
mentioned
Kingsbury.
him last episode. Cliff, yeah.
Especially if it's not and that happens this summer or this spring. If it's not an opening for then, that will be penciled in for next year, you could definitely see Cliff Kingsbury on that. I think it'd be a good fit. He runs a pretty damn good offense everywhere he's been. There's only a few more here. Salah with the Jets, I have it as 5, kind of middle ground there. The defense performs consistently well. But the offense, even with pieces in place, with Breece Hall, with Aaron Rodgers, with Wilson, Mike Williams, they don't seem to do a lot at all on offense. Jets have the longest playoff drought in NFL right now. So they need something to change. And if that's a change from Robert Saleh, so be it.
Yeah, the thing with Robert Saleh, I didn't put him on the list because I don't think, again, unless there's a collapse, I don't think Saleh is going to get canned. I do think he's a good coach. That defense is really good. I think he really needs to switch his offensive coordinator. I don't think Hackett is the guy for him. Unfortunately, he's kind of tied to the hip with him as long as Aaron Rodgers is there. So I think I think the Jets ownership will give him a chance to replace the offensive coordinator before they fire him outright. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I think he'll be safe for at least the next year or two, though.
Yeah, I certainly think they should give him the benefit of the doubt. I like Robert Saleh. I don't want to include him on here. I hope that he does well. I like him as a coach. Yeah, the Jets have not lived up to what people thought they would be either year.
Yeah.
The steep jump. There's no 6. I have a 7 as my next one up, and that is Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. 7 out of 10 here. 4, like he's had successful seasons. He's had good records. He's taking the Eagles to the playoffs every single season he's been a coach. End of the day, after getting the Super Bowl, that's what they want. They want a Super Bowl coach. If you can't get them to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl, something's going to change with Jeff Lurie. The culture of the team doesn't appear to be needs to go forward. Just don't seem motivated to play under it. And if he's not calling plays, if he's not calling the defense, what is he doing if he's not doing the culture?
Yeah,
what is his job?
I do agree with your points. I think your bias against him is showing a little bit, ranking him as 7. I think Eberflus should definitely be above him, but he's also not safe by any means with how the team has disappointed over the last year and a half, basically.
Yeah, I don't really follow honestly, I don't follow the Bears too much. I'd probably put Eberflus on the same level as him. Mark,
that'd be fair. I would accept that.
Can definitely change that up. Put them as 7 and 7 there, or as 1 as 6, as Sirianni's as 6, and Eberflus is 7. Because you've said it before.
All right.
The team's not successful.
Look better. I feel like the Eagles look a lot better than the Bears at the moment. They're also more talented, but I still think that they could make it into the playoffs. And would Sirianni get fired if they make the playoffs? Maybe.
Depends what happened. Maybe. They made the playoffs last year and got demolished by the Bucs.
Yeah.
But the Bucs apparently have our number, even though we blew them out last year during the regular season. Games they've blown us out. So
Baker just needed to see you guys once. That's the thing.
Apparently.
I think I know the last couple of guys you're going to say.
Yeah, there's 2 more. They're pretty damn easy.
I have 3 more. Okay.
3 more. Sorry. Yeah. 1 was further down, but higher number. 8, and honestly probably should be a 9. Might be.
Fat Mud? Yeah.
He's canned. Dallas is not good.
It's over, dude.
He was almost canned last year. He should be gone. Is it going to be Belichick? Is it going to be an actual offensive mind that goes there? Is it going to be Belichick? Who knows?
Will it be Sanders? Dion, dude. Who knows? It'd be crazy.
That'd be wild. That would be wild.
I would enjoy that. I would like that. He fits
That'd be wild. He does fit it.
Up fan base.
He does fit it. He does fit it. But I mean, speaking of the Cowboys, did you see that Jerry Jones said that they have no interest in Devontae Adams?
Did he really?
Yeah.
I guess because they don't have the money for him, probably. But on a regular day, he's definitely going to be interested in Devontae.
I was like, I don't buy that. I think that's a crock of shit there. I think that you don't have interest in one of the most talented receivers in the NFL to pair with.
He doesn't want to pay him. That's what it is. But yeah, I think Mike McCarthy can too, man. I think it's over with. Yeah,
I think the last 3 guys are for sure gone. Next up is Stefanski. I think he's for sure gone out of Cleveland. Cleveland's a disaster. The Watson experiment is a disaster. So I think he's gone.
The only thing about Stefanski, whatever.
Yeah,
he does seem like a very talented play caller. It's literally just, I think, Deshaun Watson, and to be real, and some injuries is destroying him right now. So
they look good with Flacco.
Yeah, exactly. I could see them transitioning to Jameis Winston to save his job, possibly saving it. But I also could see. I'm pretty sure when they brought in Deshaun Watson, they kind of sealed their fate with what was going to happen there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
It's a disaster. It's not a good scene there in Cleveland, but noise cancellation on, by the way, so this should not pick up in the video.
We'll find out.
And lastly, Doug Peterson. I have him as a straight 10.
Dougie?
He's 0-4 to start the year.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I don't think it benefits him. I think it's a pretty tough matchup. I'll start 0-5. I have to look at my notes. I don't recall who they play. But he's been bad. They were bad last year. And Lawrence looks bad. He looks terrible. I sent you that graphic of the draft. It was Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Zach Wilson, number 2. Number 3, Trey Lance. And number 4 was Kyle Pitts. That was it's like going into the draft. It was, all right, you got a generational talent at 1. You have an elite talent at 2, an elite talent at 3, and then a generational tight end at 4. All 3 of these guys.
I feel like almost every time they say that, they end up busting. Like, I don't trust any of those talking heads anymore.
Yeah, this guy's generational. This guy's amazing. This guy's gonna be so good.
5 years later, out of the league. Like, what do we do?
Look at the narrative of Bryce Young being better than CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I agree with your take on Doug P too. For some reason, I still believe in the Jags. I still think with the talent, they can turn it around, but they're 0-4, like you said. And usually, I think, what's the percentage? Probably like 10%, maybe less, of teams that are 0-4 make the playoffs. And I think Doug might need to make the playoffs to keep his job.
I think he will. For their division, I mean, the Texans are going to win the division. Like, they're not going to not. And I mean, then you have the NFC North, or the AFC North. You have the AFC West is going to be, I know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of rambling
beat up. I don't know.
Yeah, but AFC North, it's going to be ups there. They could get 3 teams out of the NFC North, or AFC North, going to NFC. 3 teams out of the AFC North making the playoffs. So it'll be tough for the Jags to squeak in.
I have a question. I want to know who you think is the most likely to get canned during the season out of that group of people you just mentioned.
During the season.
It happens every year. Somebody does. I have the guy that I think is.
During the season.
Mm-hmm. That's who I was going to say, too. I think Jerry's done with him, man.
I think it's Mike McCarthy.
Dude, I still remember when he was hired and he admitted that he lied about watching all the film of the Cowboys, and Jerry just looked at him like, "Excuse me? I just hired you, dude. You lied to me?"
I think it's McCarthy.
Mike,
man. Guys that are all ranked high, Eberflus, Sione Peterson, Stefanski. I could see all of them during the season. It just really depends how it goes over the next month or so. If you see the Browns absolutely shit the bed, and they bring in Jameis Winston, and they're still shit in the bed, you could see him gone. Dougie P, say they go 0-7, gone.
Yeah, I could see that.
If the Eagles come out of their bye, if the Eagles come out of their bye and they get 3 straight losses against bad teams, gone.
Yeah, I could see the Eagles. They have Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. I could see
Kellen Moore.
Your owner wanting to see what he has in one of them if they still don't look good halfway through the season, you know?
Yeah, I think that's why. I think that I mentioned it before when we had Tyler on. I think Kellen Moore was kind of a as just an option, even as a head coach, if Nick Sirianni is this, because he does have so much experience calling an offense, and he want a head coaching job. It's an audition for him, a team that has talent around it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I could definitely see that. We should probably get into the games, though. It's we've been talking for a minute about the coaches. It was a good talk.
Let's get into it. You always do the preview games, so let's get into it starting with Thursday night.
Yeah, hopefully by the time we get to the G-Men, LJ can hop on. Starting at Thursday night football in Atlanta, we got the Buccaneers and the Falcons. Interdivisional matchup between 2 teams that want it all. Listen, this could end up being a really good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons pull it off at home in Atlanta. Atlanta's a solid place. Kirk Cousins was talking about it over the weekend for their first home game. I guess they were chanting and they were looking, and it was really loud, and he was looking around wow, Atlanta's awesome. But the Bucs and Baker Mayfield have looked like the better team for the most part this year, other than that one game where they kind of shit the bed. But I am still going to go with the Bucs to get a road win here against the Falcons. What about you?
Sorry, my toddler's banging on the wall, and it might break down. I think he's going to bust in like the Kool-Aid Man right now.
I thought your walls were falling in for a second. Yeah. I wasn't sure.
We're in a war zone here, don't you know, Philly?
Hurricanes, gotcha.
Bucs Falcons, man, this is a good Thursday night game. I do not know who to pick in this game. I was going back and forth between both. I could see either team winning. I like him. On this one, I think I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think they have an underrated and very solid defense. And I think that's where it comes down to me on what's better for them. So both offenses, I think, can have that extra gear, have shown it more. The Falcons defense is going to hold out for them. They had 2 touchdowns last week. Very underrated defense. They had a couple good acquisitions here in the offseason. There'll be a solid defense there against Baker and put some pressure on him. Assuming Bijan plays, which he's already got the go-ahead to go. I have Atlanta winning 24.
I think you're just a hater because the Bucs beat your team, to be real. But
no,
I'm just kidding.
I like
Baker.
Baker.
Definitely.
I like Baker. It took me a while to admit that as a Longhorns fan, being a Sooner, that Red River rivalry. I can never say it. It took me a while, but I like Baker. I think he's a baller.
Speaking of your Longhorns, man, if the Giants end up getting Quinn Ewers, are you gonna like semi-root for the Giants, or
I might just kill myself?
You and then start wrecking the Eagles on a daily basis.
For him, I'll root for Quinn Ewers. I mean, the same way you root for Saquon Barkley. For sure.
All right, let's move to Minnesota. The Jets and the Vikings. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, he used to pretty much own Minnesota when he was in Green Bay. So I think he kind of knows what he's doing here. The Jets have been a bit underwhelming, and the Vikings have been on fire. But the Jets still have the talent and the ability to win, especially with that solid defense. I don't think Sam Darnold's faced a defense this good this year yet. And with Rodgers being so confident against Minnesota, I imagine Vikings fans are going to be throwing up the skull, though, quite often in this game because the Vikings have looked very explosive. But I think this is just going to be way closer than people think. But that being said, I'm still going to have to go with Minnesota because they just look like the better team right now, to be honest.
Ooh.
And
didn't you feel like that was like a Tyler move right there, where total fake out. Total fake out. Like, I thought you were going Jets for sure in this, and then boom. It's like, no. This is another good one, which I like you said, there's a lot of good aspects to take away from this game. Aaron Rodgers and how he looked against the Jets in his career, or against the Vikings in his career. Sorry. I have the Jets to play better. I want to go with the Jets here, but Minnesota has also had a very good defense, a very opportunistic defense under Flores there. They can definitely hold the Jets, especially how the Jets performed against the last week. Offense doesn't look great, even though they have great pieces. So it looks good everywhere. So I'm taking Minnesota in this one, improving to 5-0 on a 22-15 final score.
That's absolutely insane, 5-0.
Who would have picked the Vikings to go 5-0 at any point?
Hey, if somebody did, then they might have made a lot of money this year.
They might have.
It's fucking crazy. Let's move to Chicago, the Panthers and the Bears. A couple of animals going at it. I mean, Caleb Williams looked a little better last week, and he could be figuring it out. So I think it could end up being a solid game, especially in Chicago. He's going to have the fans on his side. But Dalton, with his experience, hey, I think I just got to pick him over the Bears until the Bears can prove it a little more. So I am going to be taking the Panthers.
Yeah, pretty similar notes there. Is the how Chicago's looked. Torn on this. Chicago has looked better of late. That has been very good. Atlanta has also been playing better of late, and their defense hasn't looked as good as it probably is. The coordinator I have as a potential candidate for head coaching jobs next year, but
people like it.
Who knows? Who knows if he'll get that nod? Like in this one, it's another good game. Game from Swift really changed that offense last week, and the offense ran through him, not through Caleb Williams. I know Caleb Williams is he led to 4 scores. It was all DeAndre Swift last game. One good game for him this year. He had more yardage last game than he had the previous 3 combined. So buying that's going to be a regular occurrence until it does happen. And I'm going with Panthers in this one. I'm not proud of it. I said I'd never pick the Panthers, but I said I would never pick a Bryce Young-led Panthers team. So this is not a Bryce Young-led Panthers team. They're led by the Red Rifle. I'm picking them 24-19 over the Bears.
Close one. I like it. That should be a decent game. Next, we move to Cincinnati. Another intra-divisional matchup with the Ravens and the Bengals. This could be a brutal matchup, man. These guys, every time they play, I feel like Like shit just goes wild. I mean, it's not quite like the Ravens and Steelers when they play, but it's still really, really good game. The Bengals, they finally got their first win, and the Ravens just took out an undefeated Bills squad. So, I mean, this could end up being really fun. A couple of teams that are going into this with fire in their hearts, you know? They will want to win this game. They both need to win this game, honestly, to keep up in the division. The Steelers are, like, running away right now. I'm going to be taking what I... Actually, you know what? I want to hear your take first.
You want my take?
I want to hear your take.
One is another great game. It's going to be a solid one. Can pull this one off based on how their offense has looked lately, and the Ravens have a pretty suspect defense. Do as well. Bengals, it comes down to really stopping Henry because there's not much of a pass attack for the Ravens. So if they can stop Henry, they can really hang in this game. And they do have some big bodies in the middle there. The Bengals, they ran pretty well last week against Buffalo, who has a better run defense than the Ravens. Bengals didn't play Buffalo. Who did they play last week?
Didn't they beat the Panthers?
Panthers, maybe? Fact check that.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers.
Okay. Panthers, underrated defense. Pretty good up front. Same narrative there. Not nearly as good as the Buffalo Bills, but
yeah,
they played the Ravens. What am I thinking? There's more there from the Bengals offense in terms of what I find threatening. I'm going to pick the upset here, and I'm picking the Bengals to get a statement win.
Oh my God, you took the words out on. That's what I was literally going to say. I literally wrote down I will be taking the upset here, and I'm hoping I'm right in saying that the Bengals get back to the winning culture and they take out the Ravens in a back and forth huge game. Although I am nervous about Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. They're a very good duo, and they can take over any game, really.
Yeah, really nervous about it, and as you should be, as anyone should be every week. They proved over the first couple games when they didn't get a win. Those two, or at least contain them a bit, you can beat them because you can't score on their defense, and they don't have much of a passing attack. So, yeah, I think we're on the same page there for that. 100%.
That actually could be the game of the week right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and say that is my game of the week. There's some other good games, though, but that's going to be my game of the week. Next, we're going to go into possibly the worst game of the week in Foxborough. Another divisional matchup between the Dolphins and the Patriots. It's been a couple of rough teams over the past few weeks. So, I mean, honestly, maybe that means it'll be a decent game, actually. Pro Bowl quarterback Tyler Huntley should be getting his second start of the year against a bad Patriot team, but it's a good Patriots defense. So the Dolphins offense might be struggling there.
Well, not good, but it's the better part of the team.
Yeah. I kind of want to take Tyreek Hill to finally take over a game, and I think that could happen. But they've looked so bad. I don't think I can take them. I'm going to take the Patriots. It's shocking.
Okay.
Shocking to them. I'm going to take the Patriots.
In my notes, I have, oh man, what a shit show of a game. Possibly ending a 0-0 tie. Offenses have just been so bad. Passing attacks had less than 100 yards of offense last week?
Literally. The Pats might have gone over, but I'm not positive. They might have been under. They were terrible either way.
I don't remember if it was the last week or week 3 where Jacoby Brissett had 90 yards. Either way, any game where you don't have 100 yards is crazy. And then Dolphins looked absolutely terrible. Granted, it was the first start for Huntley, so you kind of give the benefit of the doubt there, saying will he improve as he gets more time with them? But he's going to improve dramatically. All that good when he got his Pro Bowl. He was mostly there as a rusher. He didn't have much passing yards and all that either. So
let's remember he was on a practice squad a week ago. All right.
Yeah.
He's not
a practice squad on the Browns.
He's not some game-winning, game-changing quarterback here.
No.
He does have legs though. He's got wheels. I'll give him that.
I did go with the narrative that you started with about Tyreek Hill having a big play.
I hope that happens.
Him the ball and he takes it for 80 yards. Give him a nice quick slant, takes it down the 80 yards, touchdown. It can happen with Jalen Waddle. So Jane, that speed there, and speed does kill if you just get them the ball. Have them score a ton, but I have them taking the win 15-6.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I took the Patriots just because I think both the offenses are terrible. The Dolphins' defense isn't good, and the Patriots' defense I think is pretty decent. So that's why I went with the Pats. But I definitely agree with you. The Dolphins have so many weapons that could just take the game over, even with a not good quarterback play. I'm so confused with what Mike McDaniels is doing over there. He has so many weapons. Like, even with a bad quarterback, you should be able to make up some gameplay and game calls that get you into the end zone here.
That's my confusion, not just with the Dolphins, but with a lot of teams. Aren't going as planned, make adjustments, and it seems like a lot of people don't make those adjustments. They can't deviate from their initial plan. You don't have Tua now. You don't have a quarterback that can spread the field, that can push the field there. I heard Jack running to the door. I have a quarterback that can apparently that can stretch the field anymore. So take some quick slants, do some double slant action. I mean, I know that's I'm that way. Double slant action, quick routes to those guys. They can get the ball out pretty quickly.
Yeah, they have a lot of people that can get yards after the catch there. So I mean, you got to use them.
I mean, they're two huge yak guys. Ball, let their playmakers make plays in the open field as long as you can get them the ball. I don't care if it's 50 short passes. Get them the ball. They can do something.
Yes, sir. Let's move to the capital in D.C. The Brownies and the Commanders going to battle. Let's hear your take first on this one.
I don't have a huge take on this. I just say the Commanders are playing really well, and the Browns are one of the worst teams in the league with in my opinion, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. So I have the Browns taking this one 33-17 with some garbage time points for the Browns. No contest. Commanders taking. You
mean the Commanders, I'm assuming? You said you're taking the Browns. I assume you mean you're taking the Commanders?
Yes. Sorry. Howler up there. But I'm taking the Commanders 33-17.
Yeah, that's what I assumed you were going to say. Most people are probably going to be taking the Commanders after a couple of really good weeks, and the Brownies looking underwhelming, to say the least. But I am going to say, hold your horses on the Brownies. I still think they're a decent team. And I think Jaden Daniels is still a rookie quarterback that will be prone to make some mistakes here and there. That being said, I think it'll be a close game. But the Commanders, I think, will do enough to end up getting the win. But Nick Chubb could be back. I know they activated him for practice. I don't know if he'll actually be back for this game, but
just got activated off the IR. I don't think he's coming back this week. He might be back, he'll be back week 7.
Yeah, plus when he does come back, will he be fully ramped up and ready to go?
Right.
It's a pretty serious injury that he suffered, so yeah. I'm going to take the Commanders with Jaden Daniels making some plays.
Yeah, the Browns' only chance is for Myles Garrett to break Jaden Daniels.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, yeah, it doesn't happen, to be clear. That's their only chance.
Yeah. All right, so we're both taking the Commanders there. Let's move to Jacksonville. I don't know where you're going to go with this one because the Colts and the Jaguars both had some ups and some downs. I think you're very down on one of these teams, but how high can you be on the other one? That's the question. So I think I might know where you're going in this one.
Probably do.
I want to hear your take just to make sure.
You probably know where I'm going based off of the carousel there in the beginning. I think Steichen is a good coach. He's a very good offensive mind. Richardson's poor play and indecisiveness, poor decision making, I think is just the offense look worse. Put up yardage, he just has not been able to score. He is not the quarterback this game, likely. It's going to be Joe Flacco, who did look very good for them.
It is Anthony Richardson.
Is it?
I think they said he was good. I'm going to look it up though real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead and fact check that because I might have limited. He's limited.
Yeah, I don't think they've said one way or the other. Yeah, he was throwing in limited capacity. Okay. So he's going to be questionable at least.
And Taylor's questionable as well.
Yeah, so
other plays, I'm taking the Colts 28-13. Caveat: if plays. I'm taking the Jags 18-15.
I like it. Yeah, he's got a hip pointer. Okay. Yeah, they don't know at the moment if he's going to play or not, I guess. So when I wrote this down, I was writing it as if Richardson was going to play and start in this game. And I think if Richardson plays, much like you, I think the Jags will look like the better team and will get the win. But Richardson also can still take over a game. He hasn't shown it since like week 1, so it's not as often as I initially anticipated. But if he makes the right decisions, the Colts could win the game. And if Joe Flacco plays, I think the Colts will kind of dominate this game because I like Joe Flacco and he seems to know how to get the ball to his receivers more so than Richardson can. I just think it's more likely that the Jags rally here because they need their first win of the season. Will they really drop to 0-5 against a division rival? I don't think so. I'm going to take the you know what? Even if Flacco plays, I'm going to take the Jags.
Screw it. All right.
Jaguars, baby. Moving to Houston, this one could also be the game of the week. The Bills and the Texans are going to be battling. It should be a banger with a couple of really talented teams here. Josh Allen should look better than last week when they got kind of dominated by the Ravens. The Texans looked really good last week. Who did they play? Was it the Jags?
They were the Jags, and they won with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, so, and I think they'll have Joe Mixon back. Don't quote me on that. Hopefully, at least.
I think they should as well. I think he is trending to play. But again, you never know because they are winning without him. But
I think with the Texans being home, I think they're probably favored here. I didn't look it up. Plus, they looked better last week. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Josh Allen comes back from last week and has an absolute monster game here and shows everybody once again that they are going to be a legit contender come playoff times. So I'm taking the Bills in a close one, though.
Yeah, I also have this as a close game. It'll be a very, very good game here. Either way, really. Like you said, this is a contender for game of the week right there. On Bengals and Ravens. Was the other one right?
Yeah.
This is an amazing game. A playoff scenario matchup here. I'm with the Texans. I'm rolling with CJ. I think both defenses are solid. The Texans, I think, just especially with Mixon back, I think they just have a little bit more offensive oomph there. Top off against us.
Before we move to the next game, have you heard anything from our friend LJ?
I have not. I messaged him. No response. Classic LJ.
So sad.
So sad. Let's see here. Not seeing nothing from him.
Yep. I guess he doesn't want to come on this week. What are you going to do?
Guess he doesn't want to come on. Yeah, apparently had an eye appointment or something. Again, final score here. I'm taking the Texans 26-24. So like you said, very close.
Yeah, it should be a good game. 26-24 sounds good. I think it could be even more than that, but they do have solid defenses too. So Who knows? Let's move to Denver, though. Mile High Stadium. The Raiders and the Broncos are going to duke it out there. And I think this is another one that could be a decent game between a couple flawed teams. I like the Broncos' defense a bit more, and I think the Raiders are starting to look like they could implode a little bit with Devontae Adams. I kind of alluded to that in last episode with that trade news.
Yeah.
So I am going to be taking the Broncos here, but I'm also not going to be surprised if the Raiders and Minshew rally and show that they're still a team looking to make some moves. So I'm going to go with the Broncos, but I just think it's another close game, really.
Yeah, I really agree there. I just don't see Las Vegas doing too much against the Denver defense, especially with Devontae Adams potentially being out of there. I mean, the rumor was that they held him out of last week as a potential trade talks. He's healthy to play, held him out because they didn't want him to get hurt and ruin any trade talks. Now, especially, they're done. I mean, Jacoby Myers is going to get locked up by Surtain, who's, I believe, one of the only corners left in the NFL that still shadows travels. So, a low-scoring affair, 15-10 Broncos victory.
Yeah, this could be the game. There's been a game every week where the kicker seems to take over and win the game. And this could be that game with the Broncos. I could see it happening. Maybe I should get the Broncos kicker. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Lutz, right? Who used to be with the Saints with Sean Payton, right?
Yeah, I believe so. He's a good kicker, too.
Yeah, could see Lutz having like 4 or 5 field goals. You could see I'm having 5 field goals. Could see Carlson having 3, and it's 15-9. Could see 15-12. Like,
Yikes.
kicker affair there.
Full kicker affair. Yeah, that could be the shitter of the week if we're talking like that. My God.
Yeah.
Let's go to a different game then. In San Francisco, the Cardinals and the Niners will be battling. And I think, let's let you take this one first.
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I don't like the 49ers. Kind of like the Cardinals. There's some pieces of the Cardinals I like. We're going to have a relatively modest bounce back offensive performance here. There's a team, if they show up, they can always steal one. Brock Purdy's playing well, even without Deebo Samuel and with Brandon Ayuk doing absolutely nothing. He's still playing well. He's doing well with the other pieces that he has coming in. Is Ricky Pearsall coming back this week?
I haven't heard anything about that, so I'm not sure. I will look it up real quick, though.
I mean, either way, Jordan Mason, you mentioned in the last podcast, he looks like he could be a starter in the NFL every single week, even if CMC doesn't come back after the Germany incident there.
No, Ricky Pearsall's out.
He is still out. Okay, either way, I'm going with the 49ers in this. A team I do not like, but I'm going with them. I think they're the better team here, and they have I just don't think Purdy is going to make mistakes in this. Does make mistakes. It's against elite defenses, and that's not the Cardinals. So I'm taking the 49ers 25.
Yeah, I would agree with most of what you said. The Cardinals have shown that they're a team that can make waves in the league, but their D is like severely lacking, and it showed up last week with the Commanders blowing them out. And I think it'll be pretty similar in this game. The 49ers have a good defense, so the Cardinals shouldn't be able to score too much on them. And their offense, I think, should be able to score on the Cardinals' defense. I am definitely taking the 49ers, and I think the 49ers could actually win kind of big in this one. It really depends on if that offense can get into the end zone with their guys. I think the running back's in store for another big game, though.
Yeah,
I really do.
He's at a big game every week. And what I looked at was a lot of the Commanders' success was Jaden Daniels breaking out of the pocket, creating and extending plays. Do that to a degree, have the athleticism that Jaden Daniels has. So I'd peg them a little bit of points there. They could certainly climb into the 30s there, but I do have them taking this.
Theoretically, this could be a game that we finally see Brandon Ayuk break out. He's been really quiet in the first month of football.
Gets 30 mil per.
Hopefully he can let his fantasy managers know that he's still alive and his heart is still pumping. So, yeah. But yeah, we're both taking the 40.
Jawan Jennings having 170.
Yeah. Good point. He randomly breaks out here and there.
It's like he's their version of Davis for the Bills last year.
Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison right there. But yeah, let's move to LA. The Packers and the Rams. Yeah, this game was actually pretty easy for me to pick. Jordan Love is back. I know he threw 3 interceptions last week, but other than that, he looked pretty good still. And with the Rams injuries, I just honestly can't see the Packers losing this game to them. The Packers, they're ready to win. Stafford and the Rams, they're reeling, and I think this could actually be a rout. I hope not. I hope it's a good game and the Rams show up a little bit, but I just have no faith. So yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, I'm also going to the Packers in this one. Like you said, Jordan Love, you said it right there, you hit the nail on the head. Jordan Love had pretty rough up and down outing last week. 3 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, but he had a ton of yardage. Connected there with Dontavian Wicks. He connected with Jaden Reed, made them both relevant for fantasy again. Jaden Reed with him looks like an elite receiver. And Wicks had 15 targets or some shit like that. Crazy. 10 targets and 15 went to Reed. That's crazy. Your 2 top guys had 14 plus targets. That's wild. This week he's gonna fare better. I mean, I don't think he's making mistakes. He might throw 1 pick, but he's not coming off of a 3-week absence. Take this pretty easily, like you said, and I have them going 34-20 with some garbage time points there for the Rams.
Yeah, and honestly, I would say look for the Packers running back to make some noise in this one too. If they do start to break away in points, they're definitely going to be running the ball. So,
especially since Wilson has been kind of breathing down the neck of Josh Jacobs there to kind of split time with him. So I would look for him to try to separate, just like DeAndre Swift did last week.
Yes, sir. So we're on the same vibes in that game. Let's go to Seattle now. The 12th man will be here this week, and the Giants will have to contend with him. The Giants and the Seahawks are going to be battling. The Seahawks have some really good former Giants players on their team, and Leonard Williams and Love. Jordan no,
Love.
Josh Love. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. The safety though.
I know.
Love.
What kind of Giants fan are you?
Dude, it's been a couple of years since he was on the Giants. I forget these guys, they leave us. But anyway,
Julian.
the Giants, they've been playing Julian, thank you. See, I was right there.
That jersey is so sexy. The old school throwback for the Seahawks.
Is that the gray one?
It's like it's the light blue one. Not blue, but kind of like a royal blue with like the green collar and like the green on the sleeves a little bit.
The Seahawks,
Such
honestly,
nice jersey.
I think the Seahawks probably have my favorite jerseys in the league, like every week. I love their jerseys, every single jersey. Like if I wasn't a Giants fan growing up now, the Seahawks they'd be up there just because of how I like the jerseys.
My favorite jerseys, that specific Seahawks jersey, go on the throwback, green Eagles jersey, the cream Bucks jersey.
I was going to mention the Bucks jersey too. I like that one.
That's nice.
The Seahawks, I really like them.
Squeaking, it's a 4 there. The Oilers, the Titans have.
Yeah, the Oilers jersey's not bad either. The Seahawks, though, is easily my number one. I really like their green jerseys, and I remember, I think it was Leon Washington, their kick returner with the green shoes, dude.
They're like neon green.
Yeah, neon green. Anyway, though, let's get back to this game.
Yeah.
The Giants, they've been playing decent, but I still don't think DJ can play very well right now. And Tay Banks has been getting murdered by number one receivers. So DK Metcalf might be looking like could have a big game here. And then Leonard Williams and Julian Love, revenge game. Geno Smith is my boy from West Virginia. And all that combined, I don't think the Giants will be able to pull it off. The Seahawks haven't been super good, but I think they've been good enough to where they can pull off the win here against my G-men. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah. I'm on the same page with you there. I mean, the Giants, they could steal this game. It could be one that they end up stealing. I could easily see that. And I see that for a lot of Giants games. I feel like it's just overwhelming difference. And they're just one of those sneaky teams that can hang around.
Scrappy.
The old adage is that if you let someone hang around long enough, they're going to bite you. So one of those teams that can do that.
Like a scrappy underdog in every.
Yeah, or like to a Philly connection. Look at Rocky against was it Frazier? Not Frazier. That's a real fucking fighter.
Pollard.
No, it was
Apollo Creed,
Mr.
Drago.
Was it Mr. T? Where he
Mr. T
hit after hit after hit after hit, and then took it at the end.
I didn't see that one.
I think it was Mr. T. Similar to how Muhammad Ali fought Frazier. He would just outlast him. Anyway, you let someone hang around long enough and they can bite you, but I don't see that happening this week. The Seahawks, Geno Smith, your boy, he put up over 400 yards all-purpose last week. Gaff's doing well. Kendrick's doing well. I have them taking this one 24-16.
Yeah, I could see something like that. Hopefully the Giants play better, but yeah, we're on par with the Seahawks there. Let's move to Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. The Cowboys and the Steelers. I gave a little hint here to what I was going to do in our last episode, so I might as well go first, I guess. I suck at picking the Steelers games, apparently. So what I think is that the Steelers D should be good enough, and the Cowboys D is pretty broken right now, but CeeDee Lamb could still go off, even though the Steelers have decent coverage. And the Steelers, they haven't been impressive enough on offense. So all that being said, I kind of think the Steelers will be able to take this game, but I'm going to take the Cowboys simply because I think the Steelers could win it. So I don't trust my feelings here. I'm going to go with the Cowboys and hope that the Steelers win.
Okay. I'm going with the Cowboys. That's gross. That's gross. Look, he said he'd come on for Monday night, and here he is. Just a little bit before that.
Papa San?
Oh, that's Tito.
Oh, big dog. You just missed the Giants game.
Missed it. Saw the highlights. Didn't look fun.
Just missed it. All right,
real quick, who you picking, Giants or Seahawks?
Seahawks. sadly.
Boom. We're all in
agreement. And LJ picked it, so that means that it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Poor Giants.
This record is actually kind of crazy that I have. Well,
we know you have an inside man. I don't know who it is yet, but I'm going to figure it out.
Oh, it's been Freddie the whole time.
Roger.
It's been Freddie the whole time.
Well, you're doing better
than me, so.
I know, he's just trying to play it coy.
Hey, I know, hey, Roger Goodell, I know your cousin. His name is Fred Goodell.
Yeah.
Not really.
And
it's
he was
different,
like, yeah,
different.
Freddie got the whole script. The whole script is with him. See, he's playing it coy for the season. But once the playoff starts, Fred's going to get every pick.
I got it.
Every single
pick. That's my retirement right there. That's how I'm going to retire my family over to Italy.
With playoff picks?
Yeah. I'm going to bet on them. Pick the upsets.
Pick every upset. Okay.
Every upset.
Sounds like one way to
if it's scripted.
Freddie's the new Marty
every
McFly.
Single upset wins.
No, not Marty McFly. What was the other guy's name? Biff?
Biff.
He was the one.
Biff? Yeah, Biff, yeah.
Yeah, Freddie's truly Biff. What movie?
I can see it. The X kind of like him sometimes, you know?
No.
Fred's like, Fred.
You were talking about the Cowboys and Seahawks, though, or Steelers, though, Fred?
Yeah, we were talking about Cowboys Steelers. So, LJ, you can chime in right here for that. His pick, I haven't made mine. He picked the Cowboys in this because his Steelers picks always go the opposite of what he thinks is going to happen. So, he thinks the Steelers are going to win. So, pulling a Tyler switcheroo, he's going with the Cowboys.
That's exactly what happens.
Hey,
you got to think. Right? Use your big brain.
I'm not going with Dallas. I'm not stooping to that level. So I think Fields looked solid enough last week, getting some chemistry with the team. 300 yards. Steelers defense should rebound. Not a whole lot there in Dallas outside of CeeDee Lamb, and they've been pretty uninspiring, especially on the run game. I'm going Steelers in this one, 15-23.
Jake, Freddie, I have to agree with you on this. The Steelers are on a roll. And I was actually I was on the flight back from Italy. Been Steelers fans. They were repping Pittsburgh really hard, and my goodness, no one really expected the Steelers to be this good, considering everything. Really wanted Justin Fields to sign with the Giants, but that didn't happen because we've been rolling with the roller coaster that we have.
Except for me, preseason I had them winning 11 games, Adrian?
You?
Yeah.
You were into it. I was not. I was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I did want Justin Fields, though, too. We picked fucking Drew Lock over Justin Fields. What are we doing?
Yeah, that was
stupid.
I don't know what the Giants are doing, and I have zero hope already. Well, I want to say the last 4 seasons, I started to have zero hope probably within the 3rd or 4th game, so pretty consistent. That's the most consistent the Giants have been.
He looked better than the last couple of years, right? Other than DJ, he looked pretty bad.
That's true. I mean, our silver lining is Malik Neighbors.
Because
exactly.
If
we didn't have him the last 2 years.
If you didn't have Malik Neighbors, you'd still have no offense. So
yeah,
we might be the worst team in the league if we didn't have Malik Neighbors. I don't know.
I can't him with like a consistent quarterback that could throw it actually down the field. But
Dude, just bring back Eli.
He'll play. Every single Giants fan I know knows that Eli can still play. Eli knows he can still play.
Have you seen his videos?
Dude, he's been wrong.
State one where he goes undercover.
Isn't that old? Did he do it again?
They made it a show now. All plays him.
So is it Glenn Powell slinging it, or is it Eli? I'm confused.
So it was Eli Skit going to Penn State, pretending to be, I don't remember his name, but he pretended to be that quarterback. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's like 40 years old, slinging it, crushing it.
And they're like, what the heck?
They've made it into an actual TV show about that character, and Glenn Powell plays Eli Manning playing that character.
I kind of hate that, to be honest.
It should just be Eli, but
like, also, what timed casting for Eli Manning?
That's true.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Eli's a handsome man. You shut up, all right?
A mouth breather of all mouth breathers.
The most handsome of mouth breathers.
Of all Mannings, I say. I'd give him over a little bit more handsome,
isn't it?
Oh, less of a forehead.
Plain up.
Did you pick the Steelers, LJ? Okay. You finished talking about them, or did we cut you off? I'm not even sure.
Well, I totally agree with what Fred said. Seeing the Steelers on the way back from Italy was kind of telling him, like, I think this is a sign that they're going to win. Well, they won.
There
And
you
that's
go.
where
LJ's getting his divine intervention. Is his
that's what it is.
Yeah.
is his trick.
On the plane ride home, I was super sick too, but they were super nice Steelers fans.
All right. So 2 for Steelers. I'm taking the Cowboys, but believing in the Steelers. So let's go Steelers. We're running low on time. Let's move to Kansas City on Monday night. The Saints and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, listen, they lost their best offensive weapons now with Pacheco and Rice. Will they be able to win without those guys? LJ, what's your take?
I think so, because they still have Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
That man,
They do.
he can play better than they already are, and he's proved it the last couple of years. I mean, Pacheco was really no one before, and then no one really talked about Rice.
You talked about Rice all the time. What do you mean?
Well, beforehand, I'm just saying, like, he just makes everyone better, and I'm sure that he's going to have any skill player.
You talk about Rice a lot.
Oh, me? Oh, I see what you're doing here. Wow. Well, I had a lot of pasta for the last 2 weeks, so I'm not going to have pasta ever again.
That's not true. You're gonna have it when you come to my house.
Actually, that's the only exception there.
That homemade Talia pasta.
I did have a lot of that pasta, and honestly, that was probably the best pasta I've ever had. And now I can say I've been in Italy.
Nice.
Wow, so nice. Compliments to the chef. But yeah, going back
That's
to
how I
the
gained
Chiefs.
so much weight.
You're looking good, Fred. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks.
LJ, what were you saying?
Oh, I just finished it off with, as long as you have Patty Mahomes, I'm not too worried. But the Saints have been also a pleasant surprise because they've been just swinging.
For the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I missed
Fred doesn't believe in them anymore.
You don't, Fred? Go ahead.
Same.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm saying no Rice, no Hollywood Brown, no Pacheco. Been bad lately, but they could have a rebound here. Saints win this one 20-16.
Oh, God. I have to be the tiebreaker. I should have went first. Yeah, the Chiefs, they lost their best weapons. I don't know. I think they could still win without those weapons, like LJ was saying. But I feel like it could take more than 1 week to figure that out. They do still have Travis Kelce, and he did look better after Rice went down. They started going back to him again. But the Saints have also, like LJ said, they've been pretty solid so far. Are they solid enough to give the Chiefs their first loss of the season in prime time in Arrowhead? With the will the refs let that happen? I don't know, dude.
Oh, God. Alvin Kamara might get arrested for assault during this game or something. I don't know.
During the game, they'll just arrest him.
They're just going to bring out the blue out in the field, and they're just going to escort him right off, handcuffs and all.
And that's the Chiefs' greatest weapon right there.
Yeah.
Still alive and well.
So I was going to pick the Saints, but now that we got LJ on, and he's the guru, I'm switching to the Chiefs, man. I'm doing it. I'm switching to the Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. Beginner's luck is amazing, isn't it?
So, yeah, that rounds it up. Dude, so everyone's been calling me Patrick Mahomes lately, and I don't see it. My hair's really messed up right now.
It's the hair.
I don't look like Patrick Mahomes, man.
It's the hair.
I've been called it at work. I've been called it at restaurants. I've been called it at the festival I went to. It's like,
use it to your advantage. Start to get some free.
I gotta cut my hair, man.
Now, is it only white people saying that, or do we got more culture people?
There's been a couple Hispanics, a black dude, mostly white people though. Yeah, mostly.
It's the hair, for sure. But hey, he's a good-looking guy, so I'd take it.
Should I cut it?
No, absolutely not.
Snip it off? No.
About to be wintertime. You gonna
Grow
need that
back
hair.
out?
Yeah, why not?
I do want to do that. I think I will do that. But yeah, that rounds out our picks, man.
And now that my my interviews are over, I'm gonna bring back the mustache. So,
hey,
It's gonna come back tomorrow, Fred. I don't know.
Well, you can already see it there. So I
It's
shaved.
growing.
I shaved at 4.
It's growing as we speak.
And you have more of a mustache than me.
I shaved at 4 o'clock, and it's 6:30.
2.5 hours, and you have more mustache. Like a 2-week mustache right here. All right?
You have a mustache?
No, I don't. LJ, you should grow the Fu Manchu, man.
Dude, I'll be the
Get it
Asian
going.
Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. Oh boy, you like my picture right here?
Your murals.
I haven't updated this since 2010.
Kobe.
Yeah, Melo's down here
Tebow?
somewhere.
I don't.
Yeah,
That is Tim Tebow for sure.
Michael Strahan.
oh, here's Melo.
You see is the gap.
There he is.
So you think the
Did you see
LJ,
Did you see the Knicks got T.J. Warren?
I did. And a
fuck
little
is that?
contingent contract there.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
do you think the Knicks will be better?
Hell yeah.
I just don't know. I hope they gel well. We did get a better player between Cat
They
and
got
Randall,
prepared.
but I wanted to keep DiVincenzo. I wanted him to run it back. I wanted to run back with the crew that they already had, because that's playoff experience right there. You know, but
Yeah.
You saying Cat have playoff experience?
Hmm?
Does Cat and I have playoff
he
experience?
does. But
Western Conference Final last year.
yeah, but they have this camaraderie. But it's the Villanova Four.
The Villanova boys.
So yeah, they got that team chemistry.
Andrew was going to get a big cut in minutes because Mikal Bridges is going to eat into that quite a bit.
But
Cat's from the area too, isn't he?
Yeah, it's from
he's,
Jersey.
From Jersey. He did grow up a Knicks fan because his mother was a Knicks fan too. Purr is ready to go. I'm hoping. I love those videos.
Okay.
Will
After
Knicks
all
fans
that-
destroy him if he's not immediately good?
Absolutely. Fred and I, we're pretty even-keeled Knicks fans. Like, we're pretty logical. I wouldn't say,
Red's logical.
yeah. I wouldn't
Oh.
say, like, 2 bad games and we want him out of there, but if you're a superstar and if you're in New York, you got to be that superstar because New York will eat you alive. Actually, I saw this funny tweet that was like, Cat tweeted like ... after the trade. And then some guy was like, you better not come in MSG acting like a bitch or something like that.
Ridiculous.
First response. It was so funny. But
Poor guy.
that's what Knicks fans are. I mean, we've been in a drought. We'll see. You're a Knicks fan, right?
Passively.
Yeah,
Yeah.
passively.
Which
For
is
sure.
fine. Yeah.
I didn't know who Dante DiVincenzo was until like a month ago. So
That's okay. You don't need to know him anymore.
Yeah.
he seems kinda like a
Minnesota should still be solid.
Yeah, I think so too. I
They
mean,
should
they
be a
still
solid
can't.
squad. They still have Edward. They still have they have Benzonow. They got Randall. They still have Rudy Gobert.
Sam Darnold.
I still firmly believe that Anthony Edwards' real father is Michael Jordan.
Like,
I could see it.
If you shave Anthony Edwards' head, a little bit of
Wasn't Jimmy
MJ.
Butler a rumor
yeah.
at one point?
brothers. MJ's been busy in the 90s.
Let's get him on the same team then.
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
actually.
crazy.
I mean,
Knicks.
yeah.
Actually, fuck it, Bulls. Put them both on the Bulls.
Just put him on the Bulls. The Wild.
And give him Bronny too.
Better than Jordan's actual sons. A lot better.
I'll
We should
respect
probably
that.
wrap it up though, guys.
Oh yeah. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
At least the recording part.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a wrap on another episode. Make sure to tune in, subscribe, like, and follow. Check out the store. Get some good merch. We got some cool hats, cool t-shirts on there.
Bing.
Check it out. They're pretty cheap,
Bing
too.
bong.
Good quality, though. Take a look and take a listen. Till next time.
Peace.
They
really
really did.